Hi folks, this is Danny at Bradley James Classics, and as you can see today I'm not selling you one of my normal classic cars, but this is obviously a large van. So it's a Mercedes Sprinter from September 2010, and it has MOT through to September 2020. It's the 2.2 turbo diesel with the 6-speed gearbox, and it's actually a medium wheelbase, but it is a high top van. So it's quite bright today, so I'm going to do a walk around, because as great as they are, these Sprinters, they're not famous for their longevity of bodywork. And I want to try and demonstrate to you that this one is by no means perfect, but overall it's in pretty reasonable shape. It's covered 182,000 miles, and its long-term owner has actually been the Southern Electric Board, and then in more recent times it's been owned by a local company. So if I get up a bit closer, it's probably easier for me to show you panel by panel so you can judge the condition of the van. So as it is at the moment, it's got this pretty huge heavy duty step, and then underneath is a tow bar, and at the moment it's just got a pin through it, and it looks to have the electrics in place. Now this is actually very handy for jumping in and out of the van, but at the same time, if you don't like it, of course it can come off. So let's start at the back. Right up to the top there, that's actually a reverse camera, which is in lieu of the rear view mirror for inside the cab. You'll see that. Looking down on this door, that's a high quality deadlock with a little bit of a scab around it there, and a forming of a bit of corrosion at the bottom of this door. Not so bad on the other one. It's worth mentioning that this drives very well, it's been maintained very well, and there's a printout from the original owners of it which showed all the servicing that was done, because it did start life as a lease van. So and it's blue, most of them are white, so it looks quite attractive actually. It isn't machine polished super clean, but it has been washed and it's come up rather well. I'm going to get in a bit closer and back again panel by panel. So this rear panel at the back, good tyres all round. This panel here is in good order, no particular damage to talk of. This rear section is pretty good. In fact, this side of the van is very good. The door is in pretty good shape. A couple of scratches here and a bit of paint off there, nothing too awful. And through the wheel arch into the front wing, good tyre on the front, stone chips on the front bonnet, on the bonnet I should say, and this front panel, as you could expect for the mileage. There are a few extras with this van which I'll go on to. There's a beacon on the front which works. Bumper's in good shape. Looking here, we've got good condition in the front wing. A couple of marks, a little bit of a scratch on this door here, nothing too drastic. And actually this side panel, it's really just these two areas here. I think where it's had a deadlock fitted at some stage, it's caused the rust to get into this panel, and it looks like something in here. So when I step back, they are the two noticeable standout areas where you've got two rusty patches. Obviously they could be dealt with, but this is a high mileage van for a pretty fantastic price compared to what others can be of this age. And the rear end of this van is pretty decent, and as I look down at the bottom of this sliding door, I can just see the formation of a bit of corrosion on that corner. So that's the outside panels. Two good tyres, front and back. Let's jump into the driver's seat and I can show you about some of the extras. And this one has electric windows and mirrors. So this particular one does have the larger panel CD radio. It's got Bluetooth built into it as well, which is really handy. All that's pretty fab and works very nicely. I notice it's got cruise control here. It does have this ice warning device, which is obviously a little aftermarket thing. And if you look behind me here, I've also got a control panel for a diesel heater, which is actually fitted in the rear of the van. Other than that, it's all pretty standard in here. Oh, and there's the screen. So if I were to pop it into reverse, you would see on the screen here what's at the back of the van. So that's a nice little feature, which is obviously included. Paperwork here, service book here, and a spare key. So it comes with 2 keys. So that is the cabin. Yeah, as you could imagine, damage to the front seat and a little bit on the end of the other seat there, which sadly these do suffer with a bit of seat wear. Now hopefully I'm going to get in the back. Yeah. Now this is a nice feature of this van, because I'm very aware how much it would cost to have to kit something like this out. Now, because it used to belong to the electric board, they obviously had a particular use, and how they had it racked out is a high level shelf through here. Obviously it's standing height, I'm 6 foot tall. Plenty of cupboard space. There's an actual cupboard there. There's a shelving rack here, and a workbench with a pull-out drawer underneath. I think I mentioned to you the space heater that lives in a little box down there, and there appears to be some LED lights front and rear. And as this configuration is at the moment, if all of that racking is left inside, it means you come around to your side door, open it up, and this is quite handy if you wanted to keep it the same. There's a couple of pull-out drawers down here. There's a shelf, and there's a first aid kit, eye wash, hand cleaner, and some racking, which is accessible through this side door. Now obviously all of this racking can come out and you can configure it as you like. However, you can imagine that could be handy to the right company or individual. The obvious thing is immediately a great mobile workshop for somebody who would like the idea of having all their tools and having a workbench. So folks, that's a walk around video of this year 2010 medium wheelbase high top Mercedes Sprinter. She drives particularly well actually, has always been serviced, and it looks to be capable of doing a few more miles yet. It actually doesn't have any warning lights on, pulls really well, and at this size, so this is the sort of the 3 meter version, still plenty of space, large enough so you can stand up inside. A camper van version conversion comes to mind obviously, but it is in stock now, competitively priced based on the fact that it's done a few miles. However, that's exactly what these old girls are built for. So thanks for watching the walk around video. She's in stock now. Please get in touch and she could be yours. Thank you folks.